second one for me, and it's very interesting. Just a word about MEDEF, which is the private sector. And Barbara was just saying that you should have more interaction with the private sector. I'm from the private sector. I'm French. I'll make it my short speech in English, but I'm happy to say that we're working with a lot of colleagues from other countries. This gives the opportunity to say that since 2 months that we are now all facing, 2 or 3 months, this horrible pandemic, everywhere in the world, business people, French or from any other nationality, tells us that they are staying in the country where they are expats to be sure that they can continue what we call the essential services. And whether we speak with colleagues, business people, or whether we speak with mayors, and today again we had a lot of point of view of mayors on this thing, it is quite clear that we have four essential services that have to be not only implemented, but also more and more, I would say, pushed in informalities, talking about water and sanitation first. And Secretary General of UN Habitat that we met in Abu Dhabi said how important was water and sanitation. Number 2 is waste management. Number 3, nobody talked about today, we talked about last week, is electricity and access to energy. Because if you have no electricity, you have no possibility to have a hospital or any kind of sanitary. And number 4 is urban transportation. And I would just like, in the time I have, to say that in particular in informalities, things that we've done in South Africa, for instance, in Khayelitsha or Cape Town, or that we've done in Colombia with the mayor of Medellin to have people going to favelas over there, is to have this urban transportation to be sure that people can go to find some work, because as it was said earlier, we know that more than 60% of workers are informal workers, and we have to do things everywhere on all the continents to be sure that we can have on transportation, on electricity, on water, and on waste management, everything we need. And in the time, which is still okay for me, I just want to say, how do we act? We've launched this French initiative on essential services, which is a coalition of private sector, of course, but also of NGOs, but also of ministries, but also of local governments. And I'm happy to see that my good friend Jean-Pierre Elong-Bassi is on board today. We've done a lot of things with mayors and local governments in Africa, but also everywhere else. And we consider that we have to provide more solutions on this 4 essential service in this coalition with French NGOs, with French local governments. And we want to do 2 things, a part of providing global solutions. We want to train people, because at the beginning, William Cobbett said, we need local skills. He's right. If we don't have local skills, we go nowhere. So it's not only providing solution, it's not only finding, let's say, electricity plants or sanitation plants. It's also about training the local people, because not going to operate that with French guys. And the second question is boosting financial solution. We talked about PPP, Steve talked about PPP. We have to put on board, I think, more IFIs. It's not normal that World Bank and Development Bank of all the regions in the world do not already boost a specific program on essential services. If we don't go with these 4 essential services, we'll go nowhere. And for me, it's one of the lessons of this type of webinar to go further on. I'm out of my time in 20 seconds, so I just want to say that I presented this just to say that the private sector is in, that we are happy to help, and we are on top of that, happy to partner with anybody around the world, because we want to try to be part of the solution on a global situation. Thank you.